Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line!
Hey everyone, hey guys, doing? Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back, troops, legionnaires, and any new recruits. As always, really appreciate you all taking the time to check out my videos and my channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a belt knife. You guys have been requesting smaller knives, so we're going to be checking out the Sitivien ST23 in AUS8 steel. First time I'm testing out AUS8 from Sitivien. Excited. Let's get to it. What's everybody carrying today? I've been carrying my CRKT peeler. Check out how thick that blade is. This knife is a workhorse, man. Let me know what you guys are carrying. Veterans, active military, as always, just want to say thank you very much for your service. Enjoy the video. Quick specs, let's go over them. Once again, this is the Sitivien ST23 in AUS8 steel. Now, just a quick note, it is stamped ST22. They made a mistake, so I'm just helping correct it. It is the ST23. Overall length, 8.35 inch. Blade length, 3.9 inch. Blade steel, AUS8. Blade hardness, 59 to 61 HRC. Blade thickness, 3 millimeters. Blade width, 1.57 inch. Handle length, 4.5 inch. Handle material, Micarta, wow. Handle thickness, 0.7 inch. Weight, 5.38 ounce. With the sheath is 7.72 ounce. So this should appeal to some hikers, hunters, backpackers, all right? And it features full Tang, lanyard hole, Kydex sheath, and a swiveling belt loop. Let's do a real quick and fast close-up. I have a Legion premiere on this with a lot more detail and close-ups, so go check that out. I'm gonna just do this real quick. It is a high saber grind, a nice belly type shape belt knife, okay? It's got a bit of a ramp over here, some jimping. Slight sharpening choil, but no finger choil. Wonderful ergonomic handles. A little small, might be a little small for some people. Make sure you go check out that Legion premiere. Micarta scales, man, very nicely done. The fit and finish on this is fantastic. I did add that lanyard. I'm not gonna do any chopping with this. I'm just gonna do some batoning. I got a decent size log that we're gonna be doing some V-notch batoning and some other work with, so that is good. Let's take a look at the sheath. Sheath is pancake style, all right? It has this adjustable belt loop, so you could have it in a scout or upright configuration, and I do like it better than the tech lock for sure. Let's just pop the knife in. Now I've got this glove on because I did cut my finger the other day on a Venki 3, so go check out that video. So I gotta protect this finger because that finger gets damaged all the time, but here is the knife in the sheath. It's awesome. It's quiet. This particular knife has no rattle. The retention is good. Let's do some work with this. Okay, like I said, decent sized log, something that maybe a hiker would pick up off the woods or whatever, and you need to process it a bit. I'm gonna do some batoning. I've never tested out AUS8 from Sitivien, so let's put it to the test, man. It's a nice hard piece of wood for sure. Let's see what it can do, okay? Now, in case you guys fast forwarded to this part, I'm wearing this glove because I did cut my finger, and this pointer is a mess. So shout out to my daughter-in-law. She got me these cut resistant gloves, and I'm gonna just wear it just for safety this time around. That wound is pretty fresh, so I cut it on the Venki 3 from Kaiser. Go check that video out. It's a nice thin blade, 3 millimeters, and it tapers down real nice. This will make a perfect hunting knife or a camp knife, you know. Even not hitchhikers, backpackers and hikers can take this with you. It's pretty light. It's substantial, you know, it's a substantial blade. You know, if it comes through with these tests, it might be good for, you know, those to look into this, man. All right, let's try a little bit different area of the wood. Now, it's early here in Florida that I'm doing this. Let me tell you something, man. It is already humid. The sun hasn't reached the garage yet, but the humidity is hitting like no tomorrow, you know? So I want to get this done before the sun comes out, because when the sun starts hitting this area, Bill, it's going to get hot. Okay, look at that, nice. I definitely slammed it in there good. All right, this piece of wood has a curve, so I can't really get, you know, good chopping, good baton here without it bouncing. So I'm just gonna have to use the sharpness of the blade to get through this side. I'm gonna use every part of the blade that I can. All right, we're almost through. Let's see if I could just do this over here. Now, if you guys got any suggestions when you're batoning how to get this stable, man, I don't know what to do here, but all right, got all the way through. That blade looks good. That blade looks good. Now let me just clean this up real quick. And while I'm here, you know, let's do some slight batoning with this. It is a small, thin blade, 3mm, but it's got some thickness to it, you know, for 3mm. So I kind of like this. For some simple tasks, you know, this knife should do you justice. Whoops. Very nice, man. All right, so if you're hiking and you need a small fire and you find some wood on the ground along with, you know, whatever twigs, but you need something a little bit more substantial to start up the fire, you could use this knife to do some batoning. All right, so now let's do, actually I want to save this for the end of the video. Let me find something a little bit different so I could just use this for the end of the video. 1 second, troops. Okay, I got something a little bit thicker and wider. I'm running out of this wood real fast, man, but let's utilize the whole blade here. See if I can go through this, okay? All right, you can see I just pounded that all the way through, even where that ramp was. That looks good. Let's just keep going. All right, you're starting to see that it's split. So I've used AUS8 before. I've tested out Steel Will, I think is the name of the company. I don't even know what happened to that company, but anyway. I tested out an AUS8 from Steel Will. I was skeptical. Boy, oh boy, did it come through, man. So I'm hoping that the Sitivien AUS8 Steel will be good. We're almost through here, troops. Nope, not all the way through yet. So let's do this. So just testing out something a little bit more substantial here. That's why I wanted to get this a little bit thicker piece of wood. I still think that this is pretty realistic for hunter, hiker, backpacker, whatever, to encounter in the woods and then utilize, right? Perfect. That cut through. Let's quarter these now. You know, sometimes you get so comfortable with a knife, you just don't think, and you wind up cutting yourself, man. Okay, good. So we'll save this for the end. I've got two nice pieces over here. Now let's check out the edge. Yeah, there's no issue here. How nice and thin that is. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to process this off camera. We'll make some feather sticks, some individual curls. I have no doubt that this knife is going to kick some ass, but let me do the right thing. All right, troops, so I went off camera and, you know, I made these nice feather sticks or kindling here, whatever you want to call it. All right. Let's make some individual curls. I'm going to do it a couple of ways now, okay? So you can make real nice thin curls. And you can just make a ton of these after a little bit of that abuse. Doing pretty good, right? And one other thing, so far no problem, but I forgot my microphone, my wireless microphone. So I'm hoping that you guys can hear me and everything sounds okay. But as you can see, this knife is pretty sharp. Now, what I want to show people is this. I love that forward part of the belly, and you know, if you need to make some thicker pieces here, you could use that forward part of the belly to just cut or whittle away, you know, exactly what you want. You notice how a little bit thicker, a little bit more different the curls are compared to, you know, making real thin curls. So I haven't done that in a while. I'm glad I did, but you get the idea, okay? Feather stick now, feather stick. I had a nice piece over here. All right, let's see. Easy, no problem whatsoever. You know, this is a nice small knife. You don't really need to choke up over here. This is plenty, you know. I think this knife was under 30 bucks. I always forget how much these things go for, but you could always look in the link. But still sharp after that bit of abuse. That's awesome. So the AUS8 and the heat treatment from Sitivien, at least for this knife, is good. You know, they've got another one. I'm going to ask for that next from these guys if I can test it. It's got that weird green handle, you know, that fluorescent green handle. I forgot the name of it, but I think that's going to be next. That is also AUS8. And now that this knife seems to be kicking some ass, that'll be another nice small belt knife to show everybody and test. All right, so, okay. That's pretty good. Now I have no illusions that you could pick up the sticks on the floor, blah, blah, blah. You could just do this, you know, but this is a channel that tests out knives, and that's what we're doing, man. So far, so good. Spine and cam tasks, let's do it. Okay, I got a couple of items here. Something that you may or may not find in the woods or take with you in the woods, pretty much. This I did on another video, but I want to save this piece. Like I said, I'm running low, so what I'll do is just baton through that and get rid of that piece over there. Let me just pick that up and let me get rid of this over here. All right. So I just want to make, you know, a quick number 7 notch, because this knife can definitely be used, all right, to do a little bit of work for bushcrafting. It's a small piece, so I got to be careful. So my handle is a little loose. So again, warning to everybody, make sure that you double check the tightness of the screws before you go out into the field. Maybe use Loctite, or, you know, whatever it is that you want to make sure those screws don't come loose. So not a dedicated bushcraft knife, but should have gotten a bigger piece. But I am running so low, you could see it did the job. All right, and then I don't know, whatever, you could refine it. So good job. And let's get right into this. This is a nice thick piece of twist tie found on the ground over here. Let's see how she works. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem whatsoever. Let's do it one more time. So if you bring some twist tie out, camping, hunting, whatever, work. This knife is doing the job for the price, right? You don't have to spend $200 for its original counterpart. You got this right here, man. Okay, good. Let me put this off to the side. I have this stuff over here. Pretty thick twist tie. That was so easy, wow. This is a good knife, man. This is a good little belt knife. Little seatbelt material, or I don't know, over here in the construction site, they're using this to tie up various resources here. So that worked real easy. Actually, let me get this all out of the way. And then I have some thinner paracord. I don't know, let me just, with a knife like this, you kind of know that it's going to perform. Okay, that was easy. Let me get rid of this. I have something a little bit thicker here. This is just gliding right through, man. This knife is still pretty sharp. Very nice, very nice. I got some synthetic stuff here. Let me just get a little piece out. This tool right here, this plastic tool, it's perfect, man. I ran out of the paracord, wrapped up the synthetic cord on this, man. Slip it in your backpack, man. You got all the paracord you need, a rope or whatever. If you're going on a hike, hunt, you know, you need rope, a lot of it. Nice tool, man. So obviously very easy to cut. Beautiful. You want to push cut? Do a quick push cut. There you go, man. Nice. This is a great knife. Wow. Cardboard. Now, it is humid as hell, man. You know, as soon as you walk out the door here in Florida with a piece of paper, it's like a sponge. It absorbs the moisture. But just to show you real quick that it is gliding through this cardboard. Do you really need to spend $200 on a knife, man, if it can do all this? Now, the spine is rounded off. I don't think we're going to get much. I'm not even going to try a piece of wood. I'm going to try the fat wood and see if it at least works on the fat wood. Nah, very little. Nah, no way. Very little. Too bad. Too bad, because this is a nice little knife to take with you, you know, hiking, hunting. But the good news is that you don't got to mar up your knife. You know, worst comes to worst, guys. This is what you do. Use that blade. To make what you want, all right? Even with a regular piece of wood, it's not going to hurt the blade or anything. Now, this is in no way, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if this is going to spark. I doubt it. One thing I do hate about testing out these knives is marring up the blade, but this is all rounded off here. Let me try the jimping. Nah, nothing, man. Very little. And again, if you have the courage, you have a belt sander, or you have the courage to use a work sharp or something to, you know, sand this down, make 90 degrees. However, listen, it's not a deal breaker, man. It's a nice little belt knife. I know you guys wanted to see the smaller knives being tested. I'm bringing it to you, okay? This is a good knife, man. Trust me. Oh man, what a great little workhorse, you know? This did some work, you know? And if you combine this with an axe and a saw, hatchet and a saw, you know, I think that there's tons of possibilities and fun that you guys can have with a knife like this. I really, really like this knife. I appreciate the subscribers asking me to test out the smaller knives. The more and more I test out the smaller knives, you know, the better I feel about taking something like this out into the field, man. Just, well, this particular knife, the Sitivien 23, man, wow. Did a good job. It did a good job. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, as always, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you stayed this long. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me bring awareness, everybody. Hashtag 22 a day, hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans in active military who wants to get out of the service. They do face a lot of challenges. Unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video, pause on the slides, call those phone numbers, surf those websites, read that message from Martin Miller. He's one of your own. Please seek the help that you all have earned and deserve. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, thanks again. At the ready, hold the line. Take care.
Legionnaires!